Tumelava Yesu, Kunjani, to my brothers and sisters in Botswana, South Africa, Makadini, to my brothers and sisters in Zimbabwe, to my brothers and sisters in Zambia, Mwashibuke, Nikadi Mwaigala Shani, Bunobushuku Walelo, Awe, Ifwetude Kosa, Nabonga Badishani Uko, Awe le sale palavane, le sale pala, Uchalo Chesuko. And to my brothers and sisters in Kenya, the rest of Africa, and indeed the diaspora, welcome. Today I've got another interesting chat or conversation or interview, whatever you may call it, with one of the biggest hardware shops in Zambia. But what is so interesting about this particular hardware shop is the concept which they have. They are going an extra mile to actually do something to support a contractor, in brackets, the client, by getting involved at pre-construction stage. Now, pre-construction stage, to those who would like to know, is actually when you are designing. You're designing and you're working out your budgets and all that. It's at that stage before you actually go into construction. So this supplier materials actually get involved at that stage. So they sit with the architects and they are able to advise on materials availability and all that. And then they don't just end there. They get involved in construction stage as well. They go further by even delivering materials. They are able to actually go and provide training for your staff or for your laborers or the people that are installing the works for you. They actually go and they also go and check, make sure that the materials are being installed properly. So this is quite interesting, and I hope you will enjoy this conversation. But before we get on to that, please remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and smack that bell so that every time I load up a video, you'll be the first one to be notified. And hey, why not share? If you are being blessed, if you think what we are sharing here or is helping you, why don't you share with someone that you know that might also benefit from what we are discussing? And also, I would like to hear from you. I need encouragement. Am I doing something right here? Am I doing the right thing? I don't know. Drop me a comment there and sometimes just say hi. All right. That'll be really, really appreciated. And to those who have subscribed, thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Hey, let's get on, and I will let the gentleman that I'm speaking to introduce himself. Enjoy this video.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I actually like the way that you're going because it's a section of the field most people overlook.
Yes.
So I think it's definitely needed. Perfect. I'm Paul Botha from Micmar Investments, or Micmar Hardware is most commonly known as. Yeah. The company itself has been established in 1991, so we've been around for a good 30 odd years.
Yes.
But that's from a hardware perspective, where we have supported contractors on the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
5 years back, I joined Micmar, where I specialize in projects.
Yes.
On that side, we do supply of all major projects and minor projects.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a DIY type of investment, type of build, you'll obviously pop into your hardware store, etc.
Yeah.
So I deal with some of the constructions, which I'm sure you know are things like Monosoko Hospital.
Yeah.
We're involved in that.
Okay.
Wamba military base. So we're also busy with a 5-star hotel in Livingston.
Okay.
So those are the type of projects I get involved in.
Okay.
But yes, so we have developed a whole new wing to take care of the project side.
Okay.
With the international side that you brought up,
I
do a lot of business from the UK, Israel, that type of side,
Okay.
where we are doing construction here on their behalf.
Okay.
And they literally pay us directly from that side. So the money movement is never a problem.
Yeah.
It's more of the establishment on the ground.
Okay.
So, and that's where I come in.
Okay.
So we organize your stocks, we organize whatever you require.
Okay.
So we do that holistic view of your project.
Okay, so just break it down a little bit with your involvement, or maybe probably just share a little bit deep. When you say we get involved, or you do, are you actually doing or acting as a contractor, or you're providing a specialist set of service? So exactly what are your involvement there?
All right. What I do is I provide a specialized service.
Okay.
So obviously it goes from your architect.
Yeah.
So we get involved from that point in your project.
Okay.
So we sit with your architect, we go through the design, the material requirements, everything from that point.
Okay.
We also do all the site, the logistics, the stock.
Okay. Okay.
We use contractors that are known to us, that we've done business with before.
Okay.
So if contractors are required, anything like that, we cover. We also check our sites, make sure our sites are working correctly, installations being done, everything is correct.
Okay.
And then we report back to the owner or owners.
Okay. So you basically, I'm trying to basically understand that concept there. And I know of some South African big hardware companies which will provide a service where, like you said, you get involved with the architect. So does that mean that you will provide materials? Because I mean, obviously, when you get involved from the onset, you get the drawings and you do your own takeoff. In terms of waste, that is actually minimized. So is it providing materials or that and labor as well? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, with more. Let's go back to the architect.
Yeah.
We work in conjunction with the Architects Association here.
Yes.
So even when customers are starting their designs and looking at what would work, we join them at that level.
That's good.
So we will sit with the customer, we will sit with the architect, and we'll go through design, materials for design.
Yes.
Then we will supply those materials
and
all the logistic requirements for those materials.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Okay.
Okay.
When I say logistics, the reason I bring that up is because obviously logistics to site, as well as from the hardware perspective, obviously that's your normal hardware. From a project perspective, we will bring in whatever material from whatever country to fulfill the mandates of the spec required.
All right.
So gives you an idea of the way we go.
Yeah. No, that's pretty good. I mean, I think that's a service that I'm sure possibly. I don't know. I mean, I've been away from Zambia for 20 years altogether, but I think that's quite new concept. Is that true?
Yes. Look, for us, it is a new concept because instead of it being a supply or demand supply, we work right from the beginning.
Okay.
So it's not you looking for taps, for instance, and then you walk in and then we decide to help you. We can obviously at that point as well.
Okay.
But we actually start from the beginning.
That's good.
So every aspect we're involved with.
Okay.
So the thing that makes it really interesting is because of it's a project-based system. It's a volumetric system.
Yes.
So your costing is very different within the circle. It becomes more cost effective. And more you get your mind at ease. Because in your specific case, you're thousands of kilometers away, what's happening? Okay. We check that. We make sure of it. We will give, for instance, if you need a contractor or electrician or a plumber, we will give names forward to you, guys that we've dealt with. We know their quality of work, and things like that. to give you a slightly broader look at it, we actually deal with some of the tech schools here.
Okay.
So we actually take part in those lessons on campuses.
Okay.
So we know the guys coming out are now starting to get, if I could say, the level of education on what they're doing is increasing.
Yeah.
And we give these guys opportunity in the market.
Right. You were saying you get involved with tech or universities. So if you can just revisit the point that you said there.
Okay. We also get involved with the techs and the technical schools.
Yeah.
So we also do assistance to the schools. We also help them graduate students.
Yeah.
Which we've been in the paper a couple of times already for it.
Okay.
But we also give them opportunity because we know they've graduated. We know they have increased their skill level on specific fields.
Yeah.
So we assist with that as well.
Fantastic.
But on the same side, we also deal with a lot of the local contractors and the international contractors.
Okay.
So we deal with guys like Stefanuity and Stocks, WBHO, Astrom from Europe.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of guys that we deal with.
Fantastic.
So our experience in the field is across the groups. So we can assist at every level.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, obviously, we are what we've covered is kind of more or less like a big internationals. Now, we have Zambians that are dotted across the globe, and they want to do various projects, starting from a house to flats and bigger projects. Are you able to cater for that? Let's assume a house. Somebody wants to build a house. So how?
Yeah, quite easily.
Quite easily.
Quite easily.
So the concept will be the same as well. So if somebody has appointed an architect, you can actually get involved from that point and help deliver that project.
Correct. Let me go far back as to say that we can help you at every stage.
Yes.
So if you're looking for architects, we can give you the architects. The qualifications, the architect association, right through to your finishing, where we hand over keys to you.
Okay. All right.
So we can do that a whole lot. We can give you examples. For instance, there's a crew that I work with that comes out of Joburg.
Yeah.
That they put up a double story from foundation to handing your keys over in 30 days.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's really up to my client what they require is what service I will supply.
That's what you supply. Fantastic. I mean, the other thing that we'll obviously need to, I probably didn't mention, I knew Micmar from way back on the Copper Belt when they came, and I think that's probably in the late 90s. I think the company has evolved and probably have many branches across the country. Are you able to basically go to all the ends of Zambia or build or deliver a project across the 10 provinces of Zambia? Are you able to do that?
Yes, I am. I'll give you something to laugh at, but it'll also give you the scope.
Okay.
One of our clients, we ended up delivering to the site on the back of donkeys.
Okay. That's wonderful. Now that's quite cool. I think we've covered in terms of basically you are providing a whole rounded product, which spanning from material supply of materials to basically help in the implementation. I mean, you mentioned logistics as well, so that probably would involve the shipment of materials to site and coordinating the activities on site. That's brilliant. And I think the other thing that I'll probably say is, so if somebody is in the diaspora and they're really excited about what you've just said, Paul, and they want to say, I need to get in touch with these people and see what they can do for me. How do they get in touch with you?
Well, the easiest way is through email, especially because of the distance and time zone applications.
Yeah.
That way, WhatsApp, I've got customers WhatsApping me 2 o'clock in the morning, so it's nothing unusual.
Okay.
So, yeah, what I'll do is I'll forward you all the details just so you can pin them on your broadcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything like that, we communicate whichever way makes it the easiest for both parties.
That's right. Okay. Right. I think that's wonderful. If you could send me the details, I will basically share that when we publish this recording. The other thing that I think, which I missed out, is obviously the technicalities. You might, so if I come to you and say, Paul, I need you to help me with building these flats. Could you just take me through the contractual side of things and just give an example? So you will have a contract that I will need to sign with you guys. What sort of payment terms are we looking at? How do we, just the contractual, what is expected from me from that point of view?
All right, perfect. When it comes to the logistic aspect to the whole contract, yes, there will be an agreement that we'll both go through and sign against. The thing is, every project will have a different contract.
Yes.
Due to the term of the contract, the size of the contract, obviously.
Yeah.
Our payment terms for stock is normally 30 days from statement.
Yeah.
So basically, you're sitting on a maximum of 60 days on that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the labor side and the contractors and all of that side, that will be determined on the contract. So some contracts, it will require a percentage of completion. Some contracts, it's on a monthly basis. Some contracts, it's on completion. So it really depends on what the end result the client is looking for.
Okay, so that's great. I mean, that's obviously basically looking at the nature of the contract that you are entering into. So, I mean, just in terms of contract, could you just give us an idea what sort of contracts these are? I mean, I know being in the construction industry, being a quantity surveyor, there's quite a lot of contracts that are around there. So you've got the most known contracts like JCT, FIDIC. And then I think is it JBCC in South Africa. So what contract is this? A bespoke contract that you have?
Look, it's more of I call them makeshift contracts.
Okay, bespoke.
The reason I say it's a makeshift contract is because we're looking at what the contract requires.
Okay.
So to prescribe the contract's almost impossible.
Okay.
It all depends on the client's financing. If we're building in segments, so it will alter according to the specifics. But we'll cover everything from the financials to the logistics to the men on the ground to hand over keys.
Okay.
So also depends at what point the client wants me, because if I'm coming in the middle of a contract, obviously the contract gets altered in accordance to that layout.
Okay. So
perfect, yes.
Okay.
The biggest thing that we need to understand in the way that we're doing this is obviously it needs to be beneficial for all parties involved.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our priority is making sure our customer is happy.
Yes.
And everything is completed within the terms of the agreement.
Absolutely.
So the quicker we can get it done, obviously the better.
Absolutely.
But we also have those secondary aspects over and above the contract.
Yes.
Is a big complaint people want to know about are things like warranties and guarantees on products. Things like that. We cover them all.
Yes.
We cover them all.
Yeah.
And because of that, we stand behind our project.
Yes.
And I'm also not shy to tell you when something's wrong.
Absolutely.
So
to go about it.
The design may look good on paper, but in practice, it may not be practical. And I will have those discussions with the clients straight away.
Fantastic. I think we've probably coming to the end of this segment. The last thing that you've touched on the warranties which you cover. If I have my own people and you provide the materials, are you able to provide that specialized training, or you would advise and say, well, I would rather use my own people so that I maintain the warranty? Or if you use your own and they are not properly trained, you lose your warranty. Would you train my people?
What I would offer to you is I'll hold my warranties.
Yes.
Okay, on inspections and obviously qualification of the people on the ground.
Yes.
That's the first part.
Yeah.
The second part, if they're not qualified, we will offer training to them via one of the institutions that does that. Fantastic.
That's really, really great. Thank you very much, Paul, for coming on to this show. Have you got anything that you would like to say to the Zambians, the millions, I think, Zambians that are dotted all around the globe? Any word of encouragement, caution, or anything that you would want to say? The floor is yours. Speak to them directly.
The one thing that I would always caution against first is not every electrician is an electrician. Not every builder is a builder.
Yes.
So knowing your bases is incredibly important within our industry.
Yes.
But saying that, there are numerous fantastic local builders, plumbers, electricians.
Yes.
So don't write off the local contractor or an international contractor because of the rumor.
Yes.
Yes, there are always scammers in every industry, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But a little bit of research, you'll be surprised at the variety, the quality of work, and the abundance of, if I could say, people that want to do and want to build our country.
Yeah.
Now, that's the most important thing. And I always recommend anybody, if you want to build, look for the guy that wants to improve the country.
Yes.
Not just build a square box.
Yeah.
And take that as the starting point. Because everything that you do here, besides it being an investment, obviously, you're taking one extra step in making our country greater.
Absolutely. Those are wise words, and really appreciate that. Really appreciate your time, and I think what we'll do is we'll definitely get in touch, and I'm sure the many Zambians that are dotted, as I keep on saying, dotted across the globe, will be watching and listening to you. And I think with those details that you have, if you could share that, that would be really, really appreciated. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
It was always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right. We finally got there despite the hiccup at the beginning, but that's wonderful. All right.
That's great. If you ever got any questions, you're more than welcome to just give me a shout anytime.
No problem. I think if I have those details, that would be fantastic. I will definitely get in touch. You are based, you are in Lusaka, are you?
That is correct. I'm Lusaka Central.
Lusaka Central. Fantastic. No, really appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Bye.